congratulations for Apple TV Plus's Silo.
Thank you.
So we have to ask, this is a fascinating series, but I want to hear it from you, is what initially attracted you to this series?
Well, it was great to get all 10 episodes written. You often have to take a punt on a job that you don't know how it's going to end or where it's heading. So it was very advantageous to have all 10 episodes written and to know where it was heading. And that was attractive. The kind of whole world it depicted fascinated me. The metaphorical dimension fascinated me. Philosophically, it was asking quite interesting questions, but there was also a lot of action and suspense and who's who and who do I believe and who's the baddie and who's the goodie. That kept switching from almost one episode to another. You didn't know where you were quite standing. And I found that engrossing. And then my character was just somebody who I thought, have I ever played anybody like this before? And the answer was no. And that is always attractive to an actor, I think, to try something new.
I mean, I watched the series, I binged it, and your character is so fascinating. I have to ask is how did you get in the mindset of your character, especially with what do they call it? The agoraphobia?
Yeah, agoraphobia. Yeah. Well, luckily, I've never been in that situation, but I think we can all have an imagination of it in some way. I mean, it's quite current. There are, we hear about sort of people who since lockdown have sort of got scared to leave their rooms. That it's something that you can build a fear of the outside world quite quickly, and convince yourself irrationally that something terrible is going to happen if you go out the door. I don't think she sits down and thinks, I'm going to hide away for 25 years. I think it grows suddenly, one day she looks around and realizes she hasn't left the room in a year. And then can't, because it's sort of almost gone too far. To get into that mindset, I watched a couple of documentaries about people who were suffering from that condition, and that gave me some insight into the fact that it's always something else is going on. It's psychological, something triggers it. And if you can get to the heart of that, then you can probably get over your phobia. And I also just put myself in a position in my head where I would feel that. And to me, it would be in a submarine. I mean, I've sometimes just looked, I think, as a tourist, you can go on certain submarines and sort of imagine what it was like. And no, not for me. I couldn't stand it with the whole weight of the ocean above me. And, it would terrify me. So that and I think they're very linked. Claustrophobia and agoraphobia are very linked in a funny way. And so it's strange to be an agoraphobic within a claustrophobic silo. So it's complicated, but it was forever interesting to me. It never got boring.
Well, you portrayed it well, and I'm glad that you weren't confined into one part of the set.
Yeah, I get out they let me out in the end.
Harriet, thank you very much for speaking to us. This is a fascinating series. Can't wait for everyone to check this out.
Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you.